Can you even hear those?
As you have like some like squawking, cawing birds outside
Dude,
right now. Like
can you hear that shit?
I heard it.
Like,
Yeah, I heard like one super loud squawk in the
oh
background.
my God, dude, you'd think I'm living in some
Is
fucking
there
like the
like
jungle or something.
going after the cats?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's certainly got to get the cat's attention. Who knows where that fucker is?
I
He's
would say
probably,
you should be careful about going in the backyard next time
yeah,
because there could be some shit out there that's like they're looking for blood.
yeah. I don't mess with I don't mess with birds. Like bird people, I stay away from bird people.
Bird, yeah,
you know those types of people. Like you go over to their house and like the second you see a bird cage, you're just like, oh fuck no,
that is
uh-uh,
true. That is
uh-uh.
true. And I
This
am super anti having birds in the house. Siobhan's family grew up having some birds, like a macaw or I forget what kind it was, but she was like, "Oh, maybe we'll get a bird one day." And I'm like, "No,
nope,
fuck no,
nope,
dude." Okay, birds loud as hell,
yep,
and then they live to be like 70 years old. Like they're gonna
dude.
outlive us. Like I don't want that for the
No,
rest of my life.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's my whole thing about the big giant turtles or tortoises, whatever.
Turtles.
The turtles. You know the turtles.
It's like fucking Bebop and Rocksteady.
Ah, we're gonna
Turtles.
get you, you turtles. But dude, like, okay, I don't want a pet that is going to outlive me. Like a pet that's going to have to be like passed down to not just like one fucking relative, but like multiple relatives. Like in the year 2070, like, oh yes, Brian Grove Jr. the third or whatever.
Oh my god, dude! How many kids do you have in this scenario?
I would have to have generations of kids and they'd be
Yeah, you're a
like,
fucking great great grandfather. Like
here,
50 years from now,
yeah, exactly.
you
I'm
got
the
some
great.
work to do.
Yeah, no, we got, yeah, seriously, got some work to do. But you're passing down like the giant tortoise. Like, here, this is your great grandfather's tortoise owl. He's
You better take great care of it. I don't
fucking.
want the
I
tortoise.
don't want the tortoise. Look how fucking big that thing is. But Jesus, a bird like a turtle is gonna be quiet. It's gonna be it's not gonna make a bunch of noise. It's not gonna to be going crazy around the house. If it even
Yeah.
gets out, it's not like it's flying around. The fucker is moving at, it's barely moving at all. Dude, I heard something while we're still on the tortoise talk, the tortoise topic.
Tortoise topic. Holy shit.
Um, Sylvester Stallone still has the turtles that he showed in the original movie Rocky.
What the hell?
So they're all like they're each like 47 or 48 or something.
Wow. I mean,
Um,
if there's anybody that's going to have tortoises, like it's going to be somebody super rich that can have a cool
well, these were
tortoise
like
habitat.
these were like baby, like if you've ever seen the movie, it's like it's like little turtles that he keeps in like a little like a fishbowl or something like that. So they're not, I don't think they're like the fucking,
Like sea turtles.
or yeah, or whatever those
Oh
ones that live
yeah,
out in the
yeah.
backyard that look like
They're
they're
in like a little
dinosaurs.
right. These are like little house pet turtles, like in a
Yeah.
bowl or some kind of thing like that.
But like, yeah, I didn't even know. I thought it was only the big giant ones that stayed alive forever. This apparently, oh my God, how long have we been fucking talking about turtles?
Are
I
you
can't.
recording right now?
Of course I'm recording.
Oh
Why
hell
else
yeah,
would we
dude!
be talking this long about fucking Ninja Turtles? Not even Ninja Turtles, but okay. Anyway, so yeah, we're back to it, aren't we?
But dude, speaking of just like random animal shit going on in the backyard. So last weekend, well, we got a hot tub. I think I might have been telling you about that
Yeah.
down in San Diego. We were like about to get it, and we finally got it last week. So we used it a bunch this weekend, and we were in there on Saturday night, and all of a sudden, like Ponge dog starts going crazy because there's a raccoon,
Oh,
and we have this like big like wooden power pole like in the back corner of our backyard. It's like maybe 20 feet high or something,
okay.
and the fucking raccoon was just like perched up there, just straight like dead-eyed staring right at us the entire time, like super uncomfortable, where you're
Yeah.
just like I'm in a hot tub right now.
Dude,
And then
raccoon perving all up
and
the
then
bed, like, don't mind me. Oh, you go
yeah, it's
along
just
and do what you want to do. I'm just gonna eat your trash. Nom, nom, nom.
he's like waiting for us to like do something, and then so we're not having it. And Siobhan goes, she gets the hose, and she's like trying to
Oh.
spray it with the hose to just like get out of here, like to get like go in the adjoining neighbor's backyard, get out of ours. And it's like it starts clinging on to the side of the power pole as if it's like a koala, like hanging on to a tree branch. And it keeps like shifting around, like shimmying from side to side, like avoiding the sprays coming at it. So it's like the hose isn't working. Like, oh my god, this is the most like savvy and resourceful raccoon I've ever seen before. But finally, it like jumped onto the neighbor's roof and scurried away. But it was just like it was very unnerving for a while, and it was just like straight up stalking you. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, oh god.
Yeah, we I've got some raccoon problems around the house. There's one raccoon that my neighbor's seen like quite a few times, and when he was describing it, it just didn't sound like a raccoon. Like he was talking about like some sort of like a wolf or like something like that. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? This like what animal is he describing? So I'm having a cigarette outside trying to find the cat, and all of a sudden, fucking just right out of nowhere, this goddamn creature like my brain could not decipher what the hell this thing was. Fucking just walked right by me, like I don't know, like 2, 3, or 4 feet, just like and like not ran, like strolled, just like fucking didn't have a goddamn care in the world. This thing must have been the size of a fucking baby bear cub. It
Oh my
was
god.
huge. It was enormous, and it had no tail, and
Whoa.
like the fur was all, like just no fur like of a cat, or no fur of like it just was like it was like odd. It was like, what the fuck is that? The only thing that I could think of was fur like that was on a raccoon, but dude, no raccoon this size, and where the fuck is the tail? And sure enough, I finally like am quick enough to get my fucking phone out and like turn on the light to see if I can get a better look at this thing. And it turns around and looks at me, and it's a raccoon. And I guess maybe it must have had its tail ripped off or something. But that fucker
Dude.
was big. It was a big fucking
And
raccoon.
wherever its tail is, he probably ended up eating that other animal.
Yeah,
It's just like
exactly. Whatever
fucking, it's
whatever
just
fight
there.
that it got in to lose that tail, maybe it like ran into a semi or something like that, and there's a semi just fucking destroyed and totaled on the side of the road somewhere. It's like that's what you get for fucking with my tail. Dude, this thing was huge. Oh my
Oh
God.
man.
Well, okay, so now that we've had our raccoons and a toidle talk, I hope everybody is still with us and enjoying life.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
This is how we're gonna kick off the first podcast of what is this, season 11 of the league, and we're just getting deep into
yeah,
like
I think so.
residential animal conversations.
I want to say so. So I want to say the first year that we had our league was 2010.
That seemed right. That seemed right to me.
Can you even remember who was on your team back then?
Dude.
I can think
No,
of
I
two
can't.
players. I can think of two players specifically that I had, and one more that actually is coming to mind just right now that we're talking about it.
I remember like early on, I don't know if it was the first season, but I remember having that Denver Broncos running back, no Sean
No,
Moreno,
Sean
but
Moreno. Okay.
that might have
I
been
don't think
like
that was the
year
first.
two or three.
Yeah, I don't think that was the first year. But okay, so I'm pretty positive I did have old fucking Tom Brady my very first year.
Man.
I know that I had Arian Foster because that was
Oh
like,
yeah, he was like your bell cow.
oh, I love me some Arian Foster. Just Arian Foster all day, all night. And that was when he came out of nowhere, and I felt all like actually satisfied because I got to feel my first sleeper type of a pick. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so and then there was another guy that I was absolutely in love with for so many years, and I'm blanking on his full name. Nick,
Man.
or maybe you might be able to help me. He was a running back on the Buffalo Bills, and he was like not their
Whoa.
main running back. He was like their pass catching running back. And I feel It's Fred Jackson is the name that I
Yeah,
want to
it's
say.
Fred Jackson. You did have him a lot
A
for a few of
lot.
the early years of this league, even into like 2015.
Dude, I
Yeah.
loved Fred Jackson. Oh my God. What a fucking superstar. Oh,
Oh my
dude.
God. So I looked up Bills running backs, and it just like for 2010, obviously Fred Jackson, CJ Spiller,
CJ
Marsh.
Spiller. And
But
who's the, wait,
another
wait, wait.
name that
Who's
popped up, dude,
who?
that I have not heard in so long, Joik Bell.
Yeah, Joik Bell. And
Oh my God.
he eventually went to Detroit, didn't he? He was on
Yeah.
Detroit for a while. So wait, so it's
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. Wait, was he the Bills
I
running
guess he
back in
was,
2010?
according to Google.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Look at
It's
where
weird to think
history
of
has
him
taken
not
us.
on the
Not
Seahawks.
on the Seahawks, right? And I don't think he was very good on the Bills. Or he wasn't like maybe not he wasn't as dominant, I felt, as when he was um on the Seahawks.
I don't, yeah, probably not. But damn, that's crazy. I can't remember guys that I had back then. But I remember the first year we had independent defensive players.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yes. I do remember that. I had that one linebacker on that was on the Rams for just fucking years. That was like that tackle machine. Do you remember that guy? His name was like Laurinaitis or something?
That does sound super familiar.
Like James Laurinaitis or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds super familiar.
And dude, the dude just got just tackles like fucking like nothing. He was just a
Oh
tackle
man.
machine.
So I'm looking up 2010 fantasy rankings. Like, yeah, Arian Foster,
Hmm.
Adrian Peterson, Jamal
Yep.
Charles. Forgot about him.
Oh,
Peyton
dude,
Hillis.
dude. Okay, just as a personal to me, you and Nick. Come on, we can't not think about Jamal Charles and fucking torn ACL, out
I
for the
know.
season, fucking done for the year. Oh
And he was
God.
like, wasn't he the number one draft pick?
I mean, dude, he was so good for so long, and he just was plagued by injuries, like at a certain point in his career. But fuck, like, yeah, dude, Jamal Charles was such a game breaker. Like
So,
he was an ankle breaker. Like that's what that guy did.
yeah.
He actually broke people's ankles.
So in 2010, in the top 30 fantasy producers,
Hmm.
I think there's only two players that are still playing right now.
Isn't that,
You
dude? That
and
is so crazy. So I'm gonna guess the two right now.
well, you already said one. He's Tom Brady. You already said
Aaron
him.
Rodgers is the other.
That's the other, yeah.
Yep. I can't, dude.
Philip Rivers was there, but
Nah, he's gone
not
now.
this year.
No, he's gone. Well, Ben must have been there.
LaShawn McCoy. I don't know if he's on a team or still
I think
playing at all
LaShawn
right now.
McCoy, that's a good question. He was on the Chiefs for like a moment, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He was
Uh,
on the Chiefs, yeah. Oh, he was on. Wait, he was on Tampa
dude, he
Bay.
actually has two Super Bowl wins.
Dang. Yeah, he's not
Wait,
playing this year, but
y-
he was on the Bucks last year
yeah,
apparently.
yeah, he was on the Bucks last year, and he was on the Chiefs the year before that when they won.
Yeah.
Dude, so he goes out with two fucking rings,
Jesus.
not
Yeah,
doing
no wonder
anything,
he's not playing anymore.
because he didn't even participate really in those fucking. I don't remember in any of those Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's crazy, man.
dude.
Well, shit. Before we get too deep into talking about old fantasy stuff, so given that this is year 11 now, like how are you feeling about coming in? Well, I guess we're 2 weeks in, but like, how are you feeling about the 11th year of fantasy? Like, are you still excited for it? Are you kind of getting like fatigued by it? Like, what are your thoughts about the 11th year of fantasy for you?
I feel if fantasy for me is like the seasons in the year. You know,
Yeah,
it's like fall, autumn, spring, and summer. Like it's something that is kind of on my mind a little bit throughout the year, and then as the football season starts coming around, start getting a little excited for it. Then,
yeah,
we're coming up to like right before the draft, and I'm getting really, really excited for it. Have our draft, and I think all of our hype is probably at a max right before the that first week starts, right? And once the first week starts, I think then that's when reality sets in. And I start to remember all the things I forgot. I'm thinking about all the reasons I love fantasy football right before the actual season starts, and then once the season starts, I'm starting to remember all the things I hate about fantasy football. It's a love-hate relationship, but I'm still having, I think, as much fun as I did uh, the first year we started, at least for me.
Yeah, that I can definitely feel that.
Yeah,
It
it's
seems
I don't think I
pretty
don't
in
think it's
line.
any higher or lower if that's like a better way to say it. From year 1 to year 11, it's more or less it's a process. It's a process. You just sort of go
Yeah.
through the ups and downs, the flow, the roller coaster of the fantasy season. And I think we're certainly already here in that. Like, talk about a roller coaster. Can we just quickly? I know I'm sure we're gonna talk about a lot of things, but I do want to quickly talk about that roller coaster of a fucking matchup that you had this weekend. That pretty much going like for Chris's perspective, going all the way up until what, Monday night?
Oh, Monday night at the 11th hour, you
Yeah,
know?
like the game is getting close to being end. The week is almost over. You've got one player to get through, one player, and you're up by like 40 something.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those I think anybody in my position, you're down I think 40, 45 points or whatever, and you have one player left. Like you're never thinking that one player is going to somehow get you 45 points. Like obviously I'm I, the mathematics, the stats of sleeper said that I had 1% chance to win. So obviously I wasn't mathematically eliminated, but really like even not even trying to be like a woe is me about it. Like I was just like, ah, damn, like I just fuck, I
Yeah,
lost week
yeah.
two,
This
and
week,
now
yeah,
I'm gonna be
exactly. You're
0 and
already
2. I'm gonna be 0 and 2 in the year,
and
and
here's Chris on the other side of it, like thinking, "Hey, dude, I'm 2-0. Like
probably
this is fucking awesome. This is as great as could be." And then the game goes, and uh, he fucking just explodes.
like it's going like pretty good. Like I was watching some of the game on my phone. I was in the backyard barbecuing and taking care of the dogs at the same time. But I'm like, cool, like Aaron Jones is doing well. Like they're giving him the ball a lot. Like he looks good. Like there's a lot of game flow going through him right now. And but at that point, I was only thinking like, just nice to see that one of my top running backs is like, getting much better utilization than last week. But I wasn't even thinking about winning at that point. I was just all then I was also like, oh, are these going to be just like wasted points? Like he's going to have a really good week when it doesn't matter at all for me. But
Well,
then
I mean,
the
if it
second touchdown happened, and then the third one happened, and it was even still like okay, now this is kind of like now you pulled me in. Now you're making me think that I have a
yeah,
chance, and
you're
like
making me start to believe.
it's still like such a long shot. And I'm like doing the mental math, and I need 7 more points, and it's already like deep into the third or like start of the fourth quarter or something. And I'm like, okay, so he either needs a fourth touchdown or like tons more yards and some catches. I'm like, that's a lot to ask for the guy that already has 36 or 38 points right now.
Yeah, I
And then
would.
he got the fucking 1 yard TD that did it, and I just could not believe it. I actually didn't see it live. We had like turned on a movie at that point, but I was getting some texts at that point, and I was like, oh my god, I can't fucking believe this is happening right now.
Dude, I mean, wow. That was That's what fantasy football is all about, baby. It's shit like that. Like I don't think anybody or sorry, anybody, any type of example could show the ups or downs more than seriously like a last second win. Uh to come back with a monster 40 points to end up squeaking out a victory. And I mean, Jesus, just even the stats. Like, so if it was just the running day, it wouldn't. I mean, it would have been a good day. Like, not the greatest day, but an okay day. Was it 17 attempts, 67 yards, and a TD? Okay, cool. 6 receptions in a PPR league. Yeah, that's pretty nice for 48.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 3 fucking
Three
touchdowns.
receiving touchdowns? Are you for a
3
running back?
touchdowns. Not too. I
I
mean,
mean,
other than
dude.
Derrick Henry, who had a fucking ungodly Derrick Henry
Yeah.
week with 182 on the ground. Oh my God. 182, 35 attempts, 3 TDs. He also
I'm
had,
kind of I'm kind of disappointed that Will has Derrick Henry yet again. I
yep.
just still remember 2 seasons ago when
Yeah,
Derrick Henry
he
was
won
the
it.
one who would nobody wanted to draft him. He was like the highest ADP out there, and everybody kept skipping over him until Will snagged him in like the 6th round, and he
Yep.
exploded, and he never turned back at that point. And
No.
now Will has him again. I'm like, oh man, are we repeating history here? What's going on?
Well, right now it's not looking too good. I think Will and Phil are the only undefeated teams.
Dude, Phil Matic.
Yeah, dude.
Phil Matic.
Phil, Phil, ah, Phil. I mean, auto drafting. Obviously, when you got things that you got to do, you got places you got to be. I understand that, but auto drafting right next to me on 2 different fucking sides. In the 9th spot when I'm the 10th spot. Oh my God. Oh,
And then you got you over here taking 2 top-tier quarterbacks and, probably ripping your hair out, stressed thinking about your picks. And Phil's on an auto draft, just like kicking back, super chilled over here. And it's working well for him so
yeah,
far.
it did turn out to work well, and we'll see what ends up happening with that Aaron Rodgers pick. I'm very glad that he came back to life and he's looking like with the help of Aaron Jones, like looking
Yeah,
like
let's
his
get
old.
keep those dump offs coming.
Yeah. So I mean, I will definitely say his value is only going to start to go up as his performance goes. So anybody who was interested or needing a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you should
If you
come
thought he was too
calling.
expensive last week,
Well,
better get
I'll
that
just say,
wallet
yeah,
out.
the more the farther we go into the season, obviously, the more expensive all the players end up getting, right? Because
Yeah.
then you become more valuable, depending on what's happening with everywhere else. Other players are taken. Some people can or can't. Like, I got Mahomes. I'm fucking stoked about that. So far, it's already looking like it's been paying off just fine. So, we'll see how everything plays on out. But and actually, for you, how Josh Allen was okay last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, another just a pedestrian game. He hasn't really come into form quite yet.
Okay,
So I definitely expect more from him.
okay,
But he has been playing some kind of tough defenses so far. Um, Buffalo. Oh wait, no, sorry. Who did he play last week? Oh, actually Miami last week. Like that should have been. But they just stomped all over them. Like that game was just out of control. Like he didn't really have to do very much. And
mm,
then he played the Steelers the first week, and that
yeah,
was
that's
pretty
not
tough
yeah,
game.
it's not gonna be an easy one.
So I think he'll do better, but definitely not living up to the draft value. I felt like I reached a bit for him. Kind of had the last year goggles on of how helpful he was, helping me win
Yeah,
last year. I was like,
that's
you know what? I would like to have him again. I think I
hey,
would.
dude, I feel that's totally fair. When you have players that you feel like good about that have done you, they've like done you good, right? Like every time you come back to them, it's like they never let you down.
Yeah,
There's definitely always those.
yeah.
And
I've had Keenan Allen a couple of times before, and haven't got him again this year. And I feel like he's always been good.
And I would say in a PPR league, he's going to be even better than good because
Yeah,
Keenan Allen's fucking a ball hog.
exactly.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Well,
So
so
yeah, I guess overall, like stoked to be 1-1, all things considered right now. And even as we look at the standings, I mean, there's 2 teams 2-0, 2 teams 0-2, and everybody else is 1-1.
so
So
wait, so
it's
if we got Phil and Will as the 2 and O's, is
yep.
that what Nick and who's
And
John?
John,
John, yeah, that's right. Nick and John is the 0 and 2s. Because I think
yeah, and
I was Nick and or John and I were
John
0 and 1 coming into our matchup uh this week.
John's just run into a couple brutal matchups. Like you can see points against for him. He has by far the most points against by like I think 50, almost 50, 45, closest to the next next person. So
Now,
he's definitely had a
am I
lot of
not
points
am I
against me.
not the next person? Because Joey got me on that first week where I ran into him scoring the whatever it was,
No,
the highest, the 178 or something.
no, you're not. It looks like I'm the closest at 301 against me. You have 279 against
Okay.
you. So week one must have not been too bad for you and your
Well, no,
opponent.
week one was bad because I got
Oh,
Joey
then,
and he had the one. So
oh,
it's week
gotcha.
two. Like John must not have actually. What
Oh,
was the
yeah.
outcome for?
Yeah, John only put up 96 last week.
Oh, well, there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. 183 was what Joey put up the first week. Ouch. But
John just posted a little something in the league chat. I'm trying to see what
what?
exactly he's. It's like a screenshot of best manager and worst manager. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where he's
Let me
going
see.
there. I want to know.
Uh, yeah, I think it's a screenshot of the of just going and looking up the matchup scores, but you can see that the best manager says, Chris. Worst manager is Nate. Um, I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
guess what the weird thing is that Nate won big time over
Yes,
Nick,
and
and
do not
then
mind and don't mind that
Chris lost.
96, that pathetic
Yeah, so
score.
like
That
neither of those equated to like wins or losses, but Sleeper's still going hard and saying you guys are the best and worst of your management
I
skills.
think the way they do that best and worst is they say you're the best because you were able to get the most out of your lineup, like
Yeah,
that
I
of
remember
all the
seeing
players
for
that you
Chris
had.
that like he got the award of best manager because nobody on his bench did better than any of his
Right, any of the
actual
starters.
starters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's
which makes sense.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. And I will. I'm gonna add because I'm happy because I never get them. That I did get that fucking highest score. Nobody's gonna take that from me.
Ooh, yeah,
Finally
I
got
gotta
one of
start.
those.
I gotta start paying people out.
Are we pay? We're not saving it up for the end? We're just gonna start paying it out like
Uh,
automatically?
I don't. I mean, feel like we've always paid it out live. Like,
Have we?
yeah, I'm pretty sure we
Man.
always have.
No,
I
so
know we
that's
did
that's how
last year
much I
for
know
sure.
about it. Like, just never fucking winning it is like I'll never fucking get it. Uh, but
I
yeah,
don't know.
don't you?
Maybe
But don't
we
you? I thought we had
always
to
bet.
wait for everybody to pay before we could pay those things out. Like we would even calculate it into how much people would be given. So like if if the buy-in was 100 and you won 3 weeks, then you would end up giving over 70 or something.
Right. Yeah,
Is
maybe
that?
we have done it like that. I just remember last year specifically getting a lot of weekly Venmo payments from John
I
Glasgow.
feel like John, that is the way that John did it, but that's because we also gave him the money up front for the
Oh,
payouts,
true. Yeah,
if I
that's a good point.
remember. Like we
Yeah, we
all were
haven't done
like,
it really
"Hey,
yet.
we're gonna everybody put in $19 for COVID-19." Uh, I can't remember. There was a whole bunch of text back and forth about somebody figured out the math. But even still, anyway. So
So Joey won it week one. You
he
won it
did.
week two.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and good old Joseph, up to his
Both 10.
old fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, look at that activity on the waiver wire. Like, let's see,
It's
who.
busy.
So was it Nick that was super super active? Let me go back to that chat.
Yeah, dude. Nick has been blowing his bench up.
Oh yeah, so Joey only yeah he got James White. That's the one I did see. Nate did a couple moves,
Yeah, there was some onesie twosies in there.
dude, but Nick is just going. Nick's going ham. Like, look, okay, I understand being
Yeah.
0-2, and let's see. So if we were going back into the what was it the points four. So let's see. Um, wait. So how do we do? Can we do like our
Nick
total
Nick
like?
made five Nick made five roster moves today between waivers and free agents.
Okay. So I was just trying to figure out to see where he was in the order of points for.
Where Nick is?
Yeah, so I think he is third to last.
Okay.
N
Yeah, that does look about right.
yeah, so you got John at the bottom. Oh, Mr. Seasonal Friendships. It was that first week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that week was bad. I was the low scorer of the first week.
What is the week one?
Yeah, it's too bad. It is tough to. You
97,
can't
yeah.
sort it. You can't sort it by like points for, points
But yeah,
against.
yeah, exactly. But that's all right. Damn. Well,
Yeah.
so I mean,
So Nick's blowing the team up.
well, and I don't know. Like looking at his squad right now, so obviously he's got Lamar. That's you're feeling solid about that. Um, his backs, I don't know. He drafted so many running backs. I remember, and I don't know if he still got like James Robinson was one of them,
Yep.
and I don't think he's had. No, he has not had really great games at all. Um,
I
7.4 the
mean,
first week and 9.4 the second week. Uh,
Singletary is, probably a flex player in some leagues, but he's not like a amazing catch.
no, no.
But
I mean,
he's got good receivers like Devonte Adams, DeAndre Hopkins.
yeah, no. His receivers, I think, are like those two
I guess
receivers
yeah,
are
he just
fucking
has.
solid.
Damn, Nick has so many fucking running backs.
Dude, look at how many. Like,
Holy
can we even
shit,
go
dude!
to like? I'd like to figure out how we can go to like if we could look at the draft again. Like that would make me really, really happy. And I'm
Well, I'm pretty
sure
sure he drafted all these guys
he drafted like a good. So let's
except
see.
for Tyson Williams.
So going up to, let's go up to
I don't
like,
know about this Gainwell cat, this Kenneth Gainwell from the Eagles.
yeah, okay. So the first, all right. So here comes the first set of waivers. So Nick dropped a wide receiver, added a tight end, and then he dropped another tight end and added the Kenneth Gainwell. Also added Tony Jones, another running back. Damn, he did just so many fucking.
It's hard to get into the order, but he's got what, six running backs on his team?
Yeah, okay. And he ends up dropping Tony Jones today. Um
He's
and
got
was there
seven
another?
seven running backs on his team.
Yeah.
I think I have two running backs on my team.
I
And
have
and I think I have like seven. I think I have seven receivers though. So I'm like the opposite. Maybe I should be trying to do some trades with Nick.
So I think I started with four running backs on my squad when I got out of the draft because I know I had Darrell Henderson Jr. and Damian Harris, but I also had um, Zach Moss and on the Bills and fucking what is his name? Ronald Jones on the Bucks. So I dropped those two guys. I picked up Elijah Mitchell for SF, and I think I also just picked up Cordarrelle Patterson today, who it says he can be listed as either a wide receiver or a running back, which is kind of cool that I can put him in either slot. But yeah, so I still have four I still have four on my roster. The
I need some running backs. I need some running back depth. Let's go. Let's make some
Wait a minute, wait
trades.
a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Well, how? Let me pull up your. So you got Zeke, Aaron Jones, obviously Aaron fucking killed it for you. You
And
just picked
that's
up Kenyon Drake, right?
Kenyon Drake. I played him last week, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I
you
mean,
played him
he's
last
sort
week.
of a temporary little fill in there.
I mean, even still, it got you at
So
least 10
that's
points.
it. That's fucking it. 1, 2, 3, 4,
At
5,
least Zeke
6,
looks like
7,
he
8.
he.
I have 8 wide receivers on my team, and that's not intentional. That's just honestly poor team management right
Yeah,
there that I didn't even realize it until today. I'm like, oh my fucking God, why do I have so many receivers?
dude. Wow, DJ Chark total up and down,
Yeah.
18-2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Played him the
you
wrong
have
week.
Will Fuller. You fucking goddamn
Yeah, I'm hoping to get something
bastard.
out of that. Hoping to get
I
something.
was looking for Will Fuller in the draft. I was thinking that he was just so good on the Texans, and he had I don't know. There's just such a shit team. Like I was thinking, maybe if he goes to Miami, I don't really think there's anybody in Miami. I'm not a really big what is it, Devontae Parker, I think is his name. I'm not really a big believer in
Oh
that guy.
yeah.
Um,
He's never been like huge, but he's been pretty good.
Decently, I think. So let's
Yeah.
see. Let's take a look at some of the other matchups. I mean, I don't know. We didn't actually did we talk a little any about John's team or Chris's team?
No, we should start looking at some teams and kind of picking them apart.
Well, so here, let's go back to Chris's team because honestly, Chris had one of the best scores last week. Um, or did he?
I mean, he was
Actually,
pretty high. He was in the top, maybe top 5, top 4.
no, actually he was in the bottom two.
Really?
Yeah.
There were that many high scores last
Let me
week?
see it. Let me see it. Let me see. So he's 147. All right, there's a 139. You obviously beat him. So there's a 139. There's a 120,
He's like middle of the
a
pack. Looks like he's
126,
about.
yeah, and then a 96. So yeah, he's like fourth or fifth. So maybe not one of the best out of everybody, but still a pretty damn decent week. Um, and dude, I honestly believe that connection that he's got, the Stafford and Cooper Cup, that's gonna be a fucking potent connection. Really, really good. Um,
Yeah, that's definitely.
and he's got like a lot of other good pieces on his team, like the Chubb. Uh, he's got Antonio Gibson.
I mean, Justin Jefferson should be probably looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think what did I don't know if he did very much the first week. No, he had 5 receptions, 71 yards. Okay, yeah. This last week he had 6 for 65 and a touchdown. Um, Jared Cook, I really do like on the Chargers. I just don't know when that's gonna pan out. Like first week he had
Yeah,
5 receptions for 56, so he got like 10.6. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. It seemed like it was going to be a good marriage, so I guess we'll see how that all pans out.
yeah.
Um,
David Montgomery,
hmm
kind of a little bit up and down so
Up and down,
far.
yeah, exactly.
He's got Michael Thomas, sitting in the wings too. I mean, late in the season,
That'll help.
that could be something good
Um,
potentially.
yeah, absolutely. I think I will say I'm not. Well, I guess this is all of us. Like depth is kind of hard to come across, I think, in this league. You've got a few though on your bench that looks like they're not too bad at all. Fucking uh Hollywood Brown. Um
Well, he's in the lineup now.
yeah, dude, 19 and then 24.
Yeah,
That's
he's
2
getting.
weeks in a
I mean,
row.
2 weeks. It's like I don't know if that's gonna last, but he's getting a lot. There seems to be some kind of connection going on right now. So I'm gonna
So
just roll the dice.
so you just gave up on Brandon Ayuk?
Kind of, and I was kind of feeling Tyrell Williams, just given that he's uh like he's one of the top receivers on the Lions.
Hmm.
Um, so I just thought I don't know. I felt like for fantasy there might be more upside. I don't know what the hell is going on with the 49ers and Ayuk right now. It's like the exact opposite of kind of what I expected coming into the season, where I thought he was going to be like their big kind of like boom receiver, and he's like a non-factor at this point. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I thought he'd be fun to have like as a homer pick and somebody to watch, but turned out to be incredibly frustrating because like now I'm watching the team and I'm not seeing the guy at all that I that I want to see out there. So
Yeah.
kind of not fun to have.
Mm.
So I don't know. I just said screw it. It felt like one of those ones where you drop them and a week or two later they finally bust out and it goes back to normal and you're like, yeah, I was probably a little too trigger happy on that one.
Yeah. But you do have like you got some good wide receiver depth though in your it looks like in your on your bench. Um
That's all I got.
so well now I can understand where the getting a little upset about Nick sitting on fucking a billion running
Yeah,
backs.
maybe Nick and I have been talking about some trades, so maybe we'll try to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean I think maybe Chris's bench will end up coming up a little. I'm still curious to see what happens with like the Houston running backs. I think Kenny Galladay. I mean, they paid him a lot of money, so I would hope that he eventually comes around. Um, but yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I mean Trey Sermon on the Niners could end up being something,
hmm.
considering like classic modern Niners fashion. They all their running backs are destroyed, and now you just like next man up should probably be pretty good.
Yeah. Now looking at John's team, I mean, honestly, it looked like just Dak had a fucking like a quiet day. Only 237, one pick, no touchdowns. Kamara didn't really do
Yeah,
much of anything.
yeah,
Had
Kamara will be interesting to see with just the way the Saints are looking kind of questionable so far,
yeah,
but I mean, it's fucking Kamara, dude. Like the offense should really run through him, so we'll see if it does.
Najee Harris looks good. Um,
How's Robert Woods been doing? I kind of forgot about that guy. He's just sort of quietly solid so far.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 points each week. So not the best, but not
And
gonna really kill you.
Kittle hasn't been
Kittle
doing
has been
shit
a
so
bit
far.
of disappointment. Um, I think certainly got a lot out of the
Damn,
fucking New England.
Jamar Chase
Jamar
looking
Chase
pretty
has
good.
actually been looking good. Like 21 and 14 in 2 weeks. Like yeah, that does look good.
Yeah, I'm looking at John's bench.
It's kind of the same thing.
Nothing.
Although he's
Yeah,
actually got a pretty spread out depth. Like he's got Tannehill at QB, which is not terrible. Latavius Murray for Baltimore. I mean, who knows what's going on with the Baltimore backfield, but I feel like in any of the games that I've watched, it looks like it's been Latavius Murray in the back. If it's not Lamar Jackson running.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think yeah, John does have good diversity. It's like when I look at his bench, there's nobody that excites me right at this given moment. Maybe like Kyle Pitts, but
yeah, and maybe that's maybe
he's got people that like I feel like still could be productive or they could be helpful throughout the season. And it's kind of nice to have enough fill-in guys, but
yeah.
I'm super curious how John feels about his team. Maybe not super hot given how they did last week, but I don't know. I just wonder how he's feeling like in general about his team.
Yeah, I'd be curious, and it'd be nice to start getting some people on again, and like just hearing and talking. Well, or hearing and talking from everybody. So let's see. So who else had a pretty awesome week this last week? So I think
I mean, you had a good week last week.
well, yeah, but we already kind of talked about my
Okay.
squad like a little, like yeah, I'm feeling good. Had to put Landry on IR, so I'm just gonna be popping in Marvin Jones, who's looked really solid these last 2 weeks. So So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I guess the only questions I have is Darrell Henderson. I think he injured his ribs or something, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to put in Mitchell. That's why I actually picked up Patterson, just in case I
Oh
did
yeah,
have to pop somebody else into my running back spot. I certainly could. But no, yeah, it's yeah. I don't think there's too much that we needed to touch
man.
on
I
my
mean, it's
squad.
like Kelsey is doing Travis Kelsey stuff, but I wanted him so bad this year. Like it's you can never just like target a player, and I mean, yeah, I guess I could have drafted him number 6 overall in the first
Well,
round,
so
but
who did you take at 6?
I took Zeke.
Who? So in retrospect, what do you think you would have rather done?
I can't remember who else was there. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah,
easy right
that's
now
why
just to be
that's why I
like,
want like fuck. I need to ask Chris. There's got to be a place somewhere
to be able
where
to see the draft.
we can see the draft. Yeah, I'm sure
Oh,
there's
draft
got.
results. Yeah, yeah.
Where
Just
where is where did you find it?
so you click the little. I'm on the desktop version, by the way, so it
Oh,
might be a
draft
little
results.
different.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
it.
there's a little toggle settings wheel.
Okay, so
So I could have taken like
Misha was
Barkley,
so yeah, you could have taken Barkley, Devontae,
Devontae,
Jonathan Taylor, or Kelsey.
or Trav. Yeah, so you got Kelsey in the first round. Yeah, it's hard to say what I would have done
Like,
differently.
dude,
Like he's
Barkley, oh man, he's not been looking good at all. Uh, where is his
yeah, I mean Zeke has been doing better than
yeah, 50, yeah,
Barkley
yeah,
has.
exact 57 yards last week, no touchdowns, 2 receptions for 12 yards, nothing. Like and the first week he only had 26 yards on the ground, one reception for 1 yard. Not good at all. That's not first round. That's not first round numbers. Now looking at Jonathan Taylor, I don't think that's. I think it's the same. I think it's the same also. So Jonathan Taylor in 2 games has 107 yards on the ground. Now the first game he actually got some catches. He had 6 receptions for 60 yards. Next game he only had 1 reception for 2. Hmm. Devontae, I feel has. Let me see. Yeah, I mean last week he had 121 yards on 8 receptions.
Yeah, he looked real. He hasn't found the end zone yet,
Not
but
yeah,
he's
no end
he
zone,
looked
but still
looked
look
back to
good.
his normal self.
Now Zeke,
He
what
had
he
just a
had,
really bad first week.
it was just about first because last week he had 71 on the ground and a touchdown, and then 2 receptions for 26. Okay,
Yeah, like I'll take that. I'll
that's a
take
little bit
that.
better. Chubb, I think, has looked much more the part of a first round pick. 83 the first week with 2 touchdowns, 95 the next week with 1 touchdown. He's caught a couple balls.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry,
Yeah, so
I don't even
looking
need to look
back,
at him.
I was expecting that Chris was going to take Zeke. Like I thought the draft would just go in a very predictable order, and then all of a sudden he took Chubb, and I was like, oh wow, okay, I didn't even think that's how it would go. I didn't expect that I would be even considering Zeke at that point. I actually don't really like him that much, so it
Yeah.
was one of those like I can't believe I'm pushing the mouse button right now to draft him, but here we are.
hmm I
But I'm not like super bummed about it yet.
Hey, I'll tell you what. The one year I won, I had Zeke.
I remember that. I remember playing against you one week that year, and Zeke definitely put up a nice one on me. I was like, shit, man.
Did we play
Zeke's
in the?
look.
Didn't we play in the championship
I
that
think that
year?
was the podcast championship that year.
Wait a minute. So have there been 2 times that we faced each other in the championship, or was it just that
I
one?
think that was the only time in the championship we've
Because
played each other.
okay, so because
We had a
you
chance. We had a chance either last year or the year before,
okay, and
or
then
one of the more
I
recent
lost out.
years. I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah, it was like, oh, it could have. I think if you had won, we would have met there.
yeah. So okay, so you've won against who? That was one year against Chris, right? That was the first
Yeah, and then last year I
against.
played against crap.
Is
Who
it
the hell?
Joey?
It might have been Joey.
Man, I don't remember.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm totally blanking.
Last year was just such a strange year with like the COVID season, the super low buy-ins,
Hmm.
like a lot of injury stuff. It's just like I can't really remember a lot of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been Joey.
Okay. Oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'll go ahead
but
and get out of that. All
okay,
right. So we go on our sidetracks, and we're still
it always
not
happens.
talking about a whole bunch of people. Like some people are
Yeah,
gonna get
I'm
into this and be
curious.
like,
I'm
so
curious.
finally I hear my name dropped at like the 55-minute mark or wherever we're at right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious about Nate's team. I mean, he's 1-1, and he's been one of those teams the last 2 years where I always think he's going to do well because he knows so much about fantasy football, and then for whatever reason, like just does not do well in our league. So I'm like kind of intrigued by a storyline of like, okay, Nate's 1-1, like he's in the mix of everybody so far.
Dude, he's
He's
got
got
some
some good
yeah, dude, he's
people.
got
Like
some
I'm looking at
good
his team and
people.
I'm like, dang man, like Tyler, Saquon, Austin Eckler, Tyler Lockett's been just going
Yep.
crazy.
Yep, dude. Like the dude, what is the God, where I wanna how can I that's not what I wanted to do. I
Yeah,
wanted
Lockett
I wanted to look at
had
Lockett's
27 and then 33.8.
Jesus, yeah. So he is
Three
absolutely one of the
TDs
tops.
already and two games of 100 plus yards.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary,
It's
dude.
strange because last year I had Lockett. I remember John had DK Metcalf, and it was almost like every other week. It would either be Lockett has a huge game or DK has a huge game, but they never would have big games the same week. So I know DK's been pretty low this year so far, and
Yeah.
Lockett's just been exploding out of the gates.
Actually, I didn't realize this, but so Nate is playing Misha this week.
Okay.
Misha's got Russell.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's always a bummer when your big receiver is getting the points covered on the opposing quarterback.
Yeah, that is. So that might help Misha a little bit. Um, damn, looking at Misha's team too. Like Misha always has one of those teams that, or I feel like every year is one that I always end up getting afraid of. He's got that old name, the Buzzsaw. Like,
I mean,
and
he's
dude,
got
he,
McCaffrey. You
I
know you're
how
going to
can you
get some
not be,
points there.
dude? How can that guy not make you afraid? And Russell Wilson, it's like I say this at the end of every season. I say, why the fuck didn't I think of waiting on a quarterback and just wait to grab Russell Wilson? Because he finishes in the top five every
Yeah.
single
Yeah,
year.
he has to. Their defense is always so bad that he's got to throw up 3 or 4 plus TDs just to stay in the game. It seems like.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, I also got Darren Waller. Like that's yeah, dude. Already 26.5 the first week, 11 the second week. Like that's going to be a solid piece at tight end. Odell, I think, is starting this week, so it's going to be interesting to see, especially with Jarvis Landry out. So that might end
Yeah.
up being something. Um,
And Sterling Shepard's been good so far.
he has. He's like one of the only pieces on the Giants that has looked good.
Yeah.
This is actually going to be. I'm very curious to see how this match is going to go. They're both projected to go really high or to
Yeah.
score
And
really high.
Nate hasn't even had Odell available yet, but it looks like this might be the week.
Or Misha.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm looking at Misha's team. Yeah. Misha. Yeah. So he could have some extra firepower going there.
Wow, dude. Brandon Cooks on Nate's bench. 20 points the first week, 22 points the second week.
Damn. Yeah. He's not on the bench anymore.
I was gonna say, like, let me look at the current lineup.
Yeah. He's on. He's
Yeah,
slotted
he's in the lineup now. Like, yeah, that's
in.
for goddamn sure, man. Uh,
Yeah, I think Nate's team looking pretty good. Misha's
Yeah,
team, I'm definitely really liking Misha's team.
dude, I think he just put that in right now, like right as we were looking at it.
The fuck is he on the Discord?
I don't know if he's on the Discord, but I think he just made that swap like right now when we were talking because I swear these projections just changed.
Pretty funny.
Um,
He was chatting in the league chat 21 minutes ago, so he could have been doing a little tweaking.
yeah, it's possible. Possible. Just got the
Okay.
app on the brain.
So we haven't talked about Will's team. We haven't talked about Joey's team either.
Well, so who did Will play last week? Oh, he played Nisha.
Oh, right.
Yeah, 163 to 139.
Yeah.
Now, and that was Derrick Henry's monster game. Fucking
48.7.
yeah.
Jesus.
And dude, the 182 on the ground is just insane for 3 TDs, but also had 6 receptions for 55 yards.
Yeah, I'm playing Will
Fuck.
this week and I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean, I don't feel like Henry does that shit back to back, but maybe he might.
It's,
Like people are
I mean,
saying, like
even
if there ever was a year for somebody to get to 2,000 yards again, it's got to be this year with the extra game.
yeah,
Um,
that's true, huh?
and he's got some good pieces,
Yeah,
like
and we got
some,
Chris Godwin,
yeah,
Stephon
Stephon Diggs,
Diggs,
yeah, dude, CD
CD.
Lamb. I don't
Deontay
know. I
Johnson
don't know
is
if he's
maybe
start.
hurt. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know if he's starting this week or not. Um,
Which is an interesting piece because I have Juju, and so I'm kind of looking at it like I hope Deontay doesn't play this week because I want to
yeah,
feel
you could put in
confidence
Juju.
in
Juju.
Juju. Yeah,
Now, is he starting T Higgins?
he did last week. I'm not sure about this week.
Okay, because T Higgins has not looked bad at all, dude. 15 and
Yeah, he's got
15
him.
back to back
Oh
weeks.
wait, yeah, he's got him in one of the flex spots. Yeah, he's looked pretty good. How has Justin Herbert just been pretty
Yeah,
pedestrian so
they've been,
far?
yeah, they haven't looked terribly great. Um, Joe Mixon looked awesome the first week, and kind of came back down to earth the next week.
Yeah,
Uh, Higby, I don't think has
yeah.
done. Or I guess he had 11 points the first week, but nothing much the second week.
You just I look at Will's lineup and I just see a lot of boom potential. Like it's not they're not all going to hit every week, but I could see some weeks where everybody does do what they're supposed to do,
Yeah,
and I see a lot of upside on his team. That's pretty scary.
yeah. And then Joey's team. Now, who's
Yeah,
Joey? Joey's playing John this week. Who did Joey play last week? He played Phil. Okay, and lost 137 to 126.
so Joey's team. I mean,
Joey's
he's
got a
got
really balanced team. Like it feels like there's not any main spot that his points are coming from. They're just like spread nicely even. Like Hertz has been surprisingly like good. Like 27,
yeah
21 the next week.
getting some good rushing yards.
Dalvin Cook looks just as good as he always does. No
I feel like
touchdowns.
Dalvin Cook hasn't really exploded yet, but he's
Not
still been doing
exploded, but
well.
yeah, doing well. Like
But man, Chris Carson, like he's just getting touchdowns. Like he's not
yeah,
like the
so the
first game he rushed like all right, 16 for 91, but then 13 for 31, but then he got like
two touchdowns.
two juicy little short touchdowns.
So I mean, so maybe we'll see what ends up happening with that. And just like you were talking about DK Metcalf, like that's definitely got a lot of
Yeah,
of
definitely
boom or
does.
bust potential. Same with I feel like Calvin Ridley, that
Yep.
is very boom or bust. Mark Andrews,
Mark Andrews disappointing so far. I feel like that's got to change at some point.
that probably will. But I mean, dude, looking at that game the other day against the Chiefs, like just the one against the Chiefs, like oh my God, they were
Yeah.
just running all day. Now, Amari Cooper, I
Whew.
know will see better days because I was on the receiving end of that better day last week.
That Thursday night opener.
God damn it. Yeah, so that really hurt. So I'm not worried at all about Amari.
And Deebo Samuel been
So
real nice so
yeah,
far.
Debo has been pretty decent. Especially that first week. I don't know what I thought Joey ended up putting him up on the trade block. I couldn't understand why.
Yeah, he did. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to cash in on like high value for him, thinking that he might regress a little bit or
I
something.
guess I just don't feel like this is the point of the year when people are really like actively looking to trade. I put that whole Aaron Rodgers thing on up just because I feel like if it wasn't in the back of everybody's mind already, it's like, look, I have him and he absolutely is for sale. I just want that seed to be, planted and, we'll let it grow into whatever. But
A nice bush.
a nice, yeah, exactly. And then you fuck. Well, what is that from? The 40-year-old virgin? No, no, no. You don't. No, you don't do it now. You put that seed there and you let that plant grow, and then once it's ready, then you fuck the plant. Um. Okay,
Man,
so do you think we're okay to do predictions? Like, do you feel like you got
yeah,
at
we
least
should.
a
All right. I think now we've kind of gotten the lay of the land for people's teams. A couple weeks in, I think we got to be doing some predictions here.
Okay, fair enough. So let's go ahead and let's start with I don't know. Let's go since we just finished with who was it, Joey? Let's go ahead and do Joey and John
All right, let me pull up the old matchup here. I mean, predictions are saying pretty heavily skewing
for
on
Joey
Joey's
for the
side.
162. But like looking at it, so John's got Dak. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kamara. Kamara is like I feel like that's kind of boom or bust. That first week he had a great game, and with Najee
John
Harris, the
finally
first
got John's got Robert Woods in
yeah he's
there.
got Robert Woods in. Like, I don't know. Dude, John's team has the potential of doing just fine. Ooh,
No,
interesting.
it definitely does. I mean,
He took out
yeah,
Antonio Brown. Ooh, that's interesting.
doing some tinkering.
Yeah. I mean, not dude, obviously Antonio only got you 2 points last week, but I mean, got you 24 the first week.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, it's definitely I guess one of those.
I
And
think John's team has some good boom potential. Like if Kamara hits, if Kittle can go off, like even Christian Kirk can have some real big games from time to time.
true. So,
If Dak can have a big game,
I
like,
think I think
but I
John's team
think,
has more boom potential, even though Joey's got
yeah,
a boom piece or two. Like obviously with Amari at least is one. I think Debo
Dalvin
is
Cook.
another. Cook is another, and DK. You know what? I don't know. Maybe Joey's got team has almost as much boom as John's team does, but I do think Joey's team is a little bit more evenly spread. Like as much as I want to say I do like a Christian Kirk, I don't like him over a Debo Samuel or a Calvin Ridley or DK Metcalf, right? Like he's definitely the lower end of that food chain.
Yeah.
Kind of the
Yeah.
same with what is it, Devonte Smith? Like I know that's like the flashy rookie, right? Like had what 19 points the first week, so he's got some potential there, but I need to see more. Jamar Chase has looked actually pretty a lot more solid each week, week to week. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna agree with the stats on this. I'm gonna give Joey the edge, barely an edge, but I'm still gonna give him an edge.
Yeah. I'm going with Joey as well. I think it's feels like the safer pick.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And it's funny. I feel like I kind of fucked up this podcast because we never
Forgot to record.
that actually would be a big fuck up of the podcast. No, I forgot to smoke my little
Oh, geez.
commence bowl. I had it
Oh
all
my
packed and
God.
everything too. We just got into the conversation.
So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do it right now, or are
Oh,
you
I'm gonna do it right now. Let's go. I'll say, Sean, you pick the next matchup.
Oh my God! Wow,
The
whew, man,
pressure.
there's a lot of options here. Some teams that I'm familiar with, some faces that I may have seen before. I think an interesting matchup. I'd like to look at Chris and Nick. I mean, classic matchup in that Nick is. I think Nick is the reason that Chris is in this league. They're good friends, and Nick is looking desperately for his first win. and Chris is coming off a huge upset. So I think there's like high intensity, high emotions in this matchup. And if there aren't, there should be. And I'm telling they should both feel very strongly about this matchup if they don't already. So
I think
hopefully they
I
listen
think
to this.
I think you're right. I think they already do without us even having to say anything. Okay, so
So
bringing it on up.
we got Matt Stafford versus Lamar. Got to give the edge to Lamar there.
I mean, even though I do like
Hmm.
Stafford much better
Hmm.
on the Rams than I did on the Lions.
It's interesting. Their teams almost are fairly similar in that I like both of their teams' wide receivers a lot more than I like their running backs. I think they're both got some good wide receiver options.
Dude, look how close the projection is. It's not
Oh
even a
wow,
full point difference.
man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to pick one here.
This is going to be really close. I mean, I will say this. I like Chris running backs a lot more than any of the stable of running backs that Nick has. Like Chubb and Gibson, I'll take any day over Chase Edmonds or what is it, Tyson
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah, yeah. I think for sure. I mean, Chubb stands out absolutely, and yeah, I'd probably take Gibson over both of those if I had to.
Melvin Gordon, I'm not a. I mean, dude, first week though, Melvin Gordon actually had 100 on the ground and a touchdown. So, huh? DeAndre Swift. Actually, shit, dude. Catching balls. So DeAndre Swift, first week, had 11 targets and 8 receptions for 65 yards and a TD.
Yeah, he seems to be catching a lot of
That's a
balls.
lot of balls. Yeah, wow. Jared Goff is tossing them balls all around. Um,
Man,
ooh, this
you
is
know
really
what?
tough because
I think I might give the slight edge to Nick. The only reason I can like truly think of is because so Lamar Jackson is playing Detroit. So I think Lamar could have a really nice game, but
hmm
Matt Stafford is playing Tampa Bay. I could
that's going to be a
see
tough game.
potentially that being a tough game.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he'll have to throw it a lot to stay in the game, but Tampa Bay's got a really good defense too.
yeah. That's going to affect Cooper Cup as well.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Ooh, yeah. So that double, yeah, it's a tough one, man. I think this is going to be a good matchup, but I'm going to give the edge to Nick on this one.
Yeah,
I think Nick will get his first win this week.
oh man. And what I said about Chris's running backs, um, I feel the same about Nick's wide receivers. Like as 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 much as I do like Cooper Cup, I mean I really like Cooper Cup this year, and I do like Justin Jefferson. Um, dude, Devontae and DeAndre, like those are if you're gonna have two,
Devontae and DeAndre.
yeah, if you're gonna have two wide receivers, those are the guys you want to go after. Besides Tyreek Hill, I can't think of any other super top wideout that would be in that same category. Yeah, I don't.
You
Yeah,
you go Nick then?
I'm gonna barely Nick,
That
but yeah,
would be a good.
but
That's a
this
good
is going to
team name
be
right there.
my toss up game of the week. Like I'm not going to be surprised if Chris ends up coming away with a victory. I like remember when we used to do those like predictions, like the
Brian's toss up of the week.
or I don't know, yeah, to a toss. I don't even know. I don't remember if we called it a toss up.
Are you saying this is going to be your closest match of the week?
Yeah, I think this is going to be the most like. Well, fuck. I don't. I have to look at the other matchups, but let's come back to it. Okay, I'm
Oh,
just gonna
I
say
already
I'll
wrote
say
it down.
Nick.
I already wrote Brian's toss up of the week,
Toss
so
up of the week.
we don't
Perfect.
know what the fuck that
I don't know
means.
what that means,
It's
so
written. It's written down.
we just write it down, so we're just gonna go with it. Fine, that's Brian's toss up game of the week. Okay, so let me go ahead and I want to pick. Let me take a look. How about? Do we already talk about? So who did we do already? Do we already do?
We just
Um,
did Joey and John.
Joey and John. Okay, so yeah, so I do. I want to talk about Misha and Nate.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now these guys are
This one's saying
projected
it's pretty
super
close too,
high,
and very high and
very high.
160s. Man, oh
Yeah,
man.
the
I mean, they
160s.
got choice quarterback matchups here. Kyler and Russell both have pretty
Pretty sweet, yeah,
favorable
sweet matchups.
matchups. Yeah.
Saquon's actually going up against Atlanta, so that could
Yeah,
be
that should be
he
real
could be
nice for him.
have his better day. Um,
Oh yeah, did you say Saquon going against Atlanta?
yeah, sorry, did I? What
Yeah.
did I say? Did
No,
I say
I know.
Barkley?
I think you did say the right thing. I was thinking of McCaffrey has a pretty juicy matchup against Houston as
Oh
well.
shit, against Houston tomorrow.
Yeah, that could be a big game.
Dude, I don't know where I want to go on this.
Yeah, I can see why the projections are so high for this one. These are like we said earlier. I mean, we thought Misha has a pretty stacked team. We thought Nate's team was looking honestly pretty good too.
Yeah. And with his current lineup that he's got in right now, Murray, Barkley, Eckler, Cooks, Lockett. Don't like I like Waller way better than Fant, so that's a big difference.
Yeah, that could
Um,
be a big difference maker right there.
yeah, but honestly, so the only outweighted part I feel in any of this is like, oof. Well, okay. So Russell and Kyler Murray, I'm gonna say is kind of a toss up. I think they're both kind of gonna go like either of them could score higher than the other.
Yeah,
McCaffrey McCaffrey over Barkley.
yeah.
But then on the next one for Nate, I would take Eckler well over Mike Davis. Uh, Brandon Cooks and Sterling, I think, are kind of like a toss up. Um, I would say Lockett over AJ Brown, but I don't know what AJ Brown's done this year. Not the greatest. 14 points. He had a touchdown the first week. Only on 49 yards though. Okay, so I'm just gonna say Lockett then. Waller. Ooh, I don't know about Beckham for Hilaire. Oof. Let's say that's just a wash. Julio versus Pittman. Pittman actually
I think
did
I'm gonna
really
go.
well
I
last
think I'm
week.
gonna give the edge to Nate on this one.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna split with you on that.
Nice.
I'm gonna give the edge to Misha. I think just has a few players that I like a little bit better than what Nate's got going. But man, this is gonna be a really interesting game. They're actually gonna be watching a lot of the same games, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it for Misha slightly.
Okay. All right, we'll split that one. Yeah, I feel
Nice.
like looks to be a good matchup.
Yeah, that one I think is good. So okay, so we've done. Did we say who
We've
was
done
gonna
all of
win?
them
Uh,
except for our matchups.
so all right, so let me just recap just to make sure I'm set.
I'm writing them down.
We both said that we thought that
Joey was gonna beat John.
Joey was gonna beat John, Nick was gonna beat Chris, and we split
Yep.
on Misha and Nate.
But yeah.
Okay, so then I guess we need to get into our matchups.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
all right, so we can take a look at mine and Phil's. Um, I don't have any idea. Like there's some pieces of Phil's team that scare me a little bit because I'm just not sure what to expect. Jonathan Taylor scares me because I don't know what to expect. Same with Miles Sanders. I really don't know what to expect. I guess it makes me feel slightly better that I have Tyreek Hill. Or sorry, that he has Tyreek Hill, so I mean,
Oh yeah, some covering the points there.
so at least yeah, it won't be so bad if he ends up scoring because at least I'll get some of those pieces.
Although he's got Tom Brady and you have Mike Evans.
Oh
I
fuck!
like that. That's
Wow,
intriguing.
dude, our fucking and it's dude, and funny enough,
And
look at
he's
we're
got
both,
Gronk
and he's
too.
got
Oh,
Gronk
and
with
you
Brady,
got
and I got
Kelsey.
Kelsey
Oh,
with. Oh
dude,
my
you
god,
guys
this
have
is
such similar situations.
wow! What interesting
Ooh,
teams.
man, I like that.
So I got McLaurin going. He's got Hawkinson. So he's got a two tight end thing going. Mike Williams and Marvin Jones. Oh,
I mean,
dude, I
I'm
have
calling this
no idea.
my closest matchup of the week.
I'm calling this the clone matchup of the week. I don't know this,
I think it already is.
dude. Wow. Okay. Um,
This is tough, man.
no, Phil is my fantasy nemesis every
This
year.
is such a good matchup. I mean, you got Brady and Mahomes going at it. You guys have
Yep.
some crossover on your receivers. You've got your tight
That's
ends
so crazy
connected
that
to
we have
your
the
quarterbacks.
crossover of the receivers, dude. I did not even think about that. And then we both have the tight end stack with our quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, what's interesting is like both of your guys' running backs, although like they haven't been bad so far, I'm not super excited about any of those running backs. Your receivers and tight ends, I'm very juiced on all of those. Man, so it may come down to if, which receiver maybe like booms over the other one, or maybe which of your running backs like really steps up
Hmm.
because the running backs kind of just stand out on their own. They're not really, they're not connected to any other teams.
Yeah.
And if one of those running backs goes off, like that could be the difference maker.
I mean, it could be some of these X factors, that aren't like connected. These, you know, um, McLaurins and Hawkinsons and Marvin Jones and Mike Williams, the Thielens and the Allen Robinsons. Like, I just don't know. It's gonna. This is gonna be. This is. I'm always nervous whenever I go up against Phil,
Man,
but
I
I'm.
feel like I'm gonna pick your team, and I just don't know why. There's just something when I just look at it, I just feel like I like your players more, which means nothing for fantasy production. Just you have players that I really like, so I think that's how I'm gonna swing it.
Yeah. I'm. All I can say is that I'm hoping the fantasy gods are on my side this week. So I am going to look to them and pray to them with uh an outpour of just solid confidence. Fantasy gods, I will fucking defeat Phil and you will grant me the victory that I deserve. Hukalaka haka. Okay. Okay, so I will go for myself as well.
All right,
Now,
last matchup.
for you, it's funny, you and I are both going up against the 2-0 teams. What a perfect time to start our
Yeah,
podcast and our pick'ems.
not happy about having to play Will this week.
So, okay, so I will say this. Because of what Alan did last year, I'm more excited about Alan than I am about Herbert.
That
Herbert's
seems
going
fair.
Herbert is performed pretty similar and he's going up against KC, whereas Allen's going up against Washington. That does have a pretty decent defense,
Pretty
but
good defense, but yeah.
yeah, I there's nothing I can say. Like, I do think Ezekiel Elliott is one of the better running backs in the league, but he's not
It's
anywhere
not a Derrick
close. He
Henry.
is not a Derrick Henry. And by that fucking regards, Joe Mixon
You
is
know what's
in no
fucking weird, dude?
what
Just looking at the projections, like they have Derrick Henry at 18.96. That seems ultra conservative.
for
I
Derrick
just
Henry.
did.
Not considering that he already put up 58 yards and 3 catches for 19
I
to only come
guess
in
I
at
feel like
10.7.
that's
Like, dude,
that's more the outlier.
I will say, I will say, if I remember having Derrick Henry, that's exactly what it felt like. There are times where Derrick Henry will give you just a decent, like, top tier running back numbers, like the 20s, like, oh, God, exactly. Derrick Henry, Mr. Consistent. Love to see you. And then he gives you these monster games where you're just like, who is this guy? Like, 50 points,
Yeah,
40 points. But dude, there are those games, the 5, the 10s, the 7s, the 8s. Like every once in a while he'll have a 68-yard game and a couple receptions and not much else and no touchdowns, right? Like the Titans are just that team, you know.
yeah, it's true.
So I I will say, yeah, as far as those two are concerned, yeah, the Derrick Henry. I mean, going up against Indy, I don't think that's the worst matchup ever. Um, and again, and like I was gonna say, I do not think Joe Mixon is anywhere close to the same level as Aaron Jones.
Right. So maybe we kind of break even on the running
Yeah, I
backs.
do think you guys do break a little bit. Like, so I would say I slightly favor Josh Allen over Herbert, and then yes, I do think you guys wash out a little bit with running backs. But considering that Derrick Henry does have that possibility, just like Aaron Jones does, of like either of them could really go off, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's to be considered. And then your whiteouts.
I think he beats me for sure on just the two position wideouts. I'd much rather have Godwin and Diggs than DJ Moore and Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, but Hollywood Brown has looked amazing so far. Um,
Yeah, true.
and actually, dude, DJ Moore, now that I look at his
He's
numbers,
been solid,
yeah,
very
that is
solid.
solid. Absolutely solid.
Yeah,
Now, Godwin, I don't think you can say the same for. Oh, actually, no. He's
yeah.
gotten touchdowns each game.
And I mean, Diggs
Uh,
has been a little bit more kind of quiet, but like you know,
That
Diggs can
15,
explode at any
17.
point.
Yeah, that's still that those dude, I don't
Yeah,
know. These I actually say looking at the numbers. I mean, let's obviously we want to put history on into it because there's that does count for something. And so that's where Godwin and Diggs maybe get a tiny little nod. But looking at the numbers, nah. At least for these sets right here, Godwin versus Brown, Moore versus Diggs. I would say for the numbers, they're pretty washy. They're pretty close. Uh,
I'll go with you there.
Now Godare did pretty decent that first week, quiet the last. Kind of the same with Higby, but I'll give Godare a
Yeah,
slight nod.
probably
Now,
nothing too crazy going on there.
now down to these whiteouts. Funny enough, I would actually say, kind of the opposite, where I would say that, I would put a little bit experience of the whiteouts on your side with Allen and Juju uh, over CeeDee Lamb and Higgins. But CeeDee Lamb and Higgins have actually both looked pretty decent. Yeah,
Yeah, man, I feel like this is on. This is closer
it's a lot
when
closer
you dig
than
into it.
the
It's a lot
projections
closer
would
than you
allow it to
feel.
seem.
Yeah,
So this maybe is where God, that dude, I feel that the projections are a little over because of what they're doing. Look at the defense. Are the
yeah, I know. I
Jets
saw that.
that bad?
I
Are
guess
they
they are.
that bad? I mean, I know he just threw fucking 4 interceptions, but are they that bad?
But I don't
10
think that
points?
defense, the defenses in our league, but the settings that we have, like there's not a lot of variance in the defenses. It's like if you have a good week, you got 12, and if you have a bad week, you got 5. Like it's
Hmm.
maybe it's not like somebody threw up 40 versus 15 kind of a thing in the other position players.
I don't know, dude. This is not anywhere near what I thought, like, or not as like unbalanced as it made it look to be. I don't agree with actually a lot of these predictions now that I'm looking at it. I don't agree with Higbee looking like he's going to have more than Goddard. I don't think Stefan should be ranked at 20. I think it should be like 18.
I feel like the predictions are a bit deceiving in this one.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I'm actually going to be giving it to you.
Holy shit.
I think diving on into it and actually looking at it 1-to-1. I like Goddard over Higbee. I think they're giving two. I think it's a lot closer. Like I think it's really, really close. I think some of these projections are a little off. I mean, unless the Jets are really, really that bad and they throw up another crazy gift to whatever defense they're playing, to where now all of us are just going to start streaming the defenses that are playing the Jets. um, no, barring something like that happening, I like your team better. I'm going to give the nod to you.
Well, I'm picking my team as well.
Yeah, the Herbert thing, the Herbert and Allen thing also, like because I slightly give Allen the nod. Okay, then that's fine.
All right.
Is that all the picks?
We got it. We got them all locked in. So, I mean, there's only one that we split on, Nate versus Misha. Otherwise, we both agreed on
Okay.
everything. So, who knows what that means? But I got them written down. So, we'll check in on these next week and see where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's sweet. That's pretty set then. Okay.
Okay, so just to cap it off, we're projecting that I will win. We're projecting that Joey will win. We're projecting that Nick will win. We're projecting that you will win, and then we are split between Nate and Misha.
And who said who? I said Misha.
You said Misha, I said Nate.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right. Can't
Uh,
believe week 3 is already coming up.
yeah, dude. But at least this year we have a little bit extra. We got that.
Yeah, it's true. I
I don't
hope
know.
we can maybe with the longer season. I had such a good time getting together with everybody in week 1. I would love if we can hopefully make something like that happen at least once more this year.
Oh,
It was just such
absolutely.
a good time.
I know John was hoping that we could get on up to that OC
Sausage
Tavern.
Fest.
Uh, oh,
Oh,
I,
OC Tavern.
oh, I didn't even think about Sausage Fest. I don't think he's mentioned it yet, but I'm sure he will be. Um, but yeah, that OC Tavern, the place where you guys had the little foot race,
Yeah, the foot race.
that was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That place was fun because it was like they got all the TVs and projectors in there. You can get some food, and then there was also that kind of weird dive bar that
Yeah, the
was
little
next door to
Irish
it that we
little
went
dive
into.
bar
Yeah,
right next to it. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, I really enjoyed going to Mavericks and being out there with everybody. And I think actually looking at it, if everybody gets there super early in the morning and it's as empty as it is, I think we try to find a place inside,
yeah,
where that like I didn't even realize there was a whole indoor area behind, where we were sitting,
yeah.
and
Either
that
where all
just
those Vikings fans were,
yeah,
or
exactly,
the
dude. They're
opposite
dude, they're,
side.
they're like booths, like and tables and shit like that. It's just like, oh no, we should just fucking
Yeah,
do that.
not having to deal with like the umbrellas, and there
The
was like what
sun,
7 of us huddled into this tiny little circle of shade. Like
yeah.
just
I
yeah,
think
it was
I
kind of
think my
funny.
favorite part of the whole day was when it was near the end of the day. The shade had moved so close to that area, where that couch and little like
Yeah, where those sofas are.
sofas were and stuff, right? And everybody was kind of like huddled, like there was most of the group just huddled in a circle, all facing each other, and like whatever shade, like keeping away from the sun. And Misha walks into the circle, and he's just like, "Ah, so this is where all the white people hang."
Exactly.
Oh, fucking
Just some
killed
different
me.
concerns.
Dude, killed me. Oh my God. We
That's
got
a good
some
one.
goofballs in this league, some good boys, and I'm happy that we are back to it and
Yeah.
doing fantasy again, doing these little chats. I guess I don't know. Hopefully if Discord would work for everybody, hopefully this would be a really super easy way that everybody could, join. Like, fuck, dude, we could have so many people on the podcast at
You
once
know,
if we wanted to.
we can't. It'd be so easy. It's on us though. It's on us if we have to just decide on, a day and time a little bit more ahead of time. Like today, we didn't even know we were getting together at 6 until like an hour before that.
So,
Um,
what do you think it is? Do you think it's a we like send out a text message day we decide that we can do it and be like, "Yo, fuckers,
yeah, do our
anybody
best.
available today want to hop on
If it's
Discord
today,
at around
if
6?"
it's the maybe the day before, we know, hey, we're gonna do it tomorrow evening. Maybe we could give them 24-hour heads up or something. But
Maybe, yeah,
yeah,
just to
just
see.
throwing it in, and if maybe we happen to catch somebody, that would be
Yeah,
fucking cool.
I'd like to. There's some people I'd like to get on. Now we were able to get Phil on once, right?
Yeah, we did get to get Phil on that
We did.
one
Get,
time
we got
finally.
him.
That
We
was
we
cool.
finally did get Phil on. Still
We've
have
had
yet to get Misha.
have never had Misha
Never
on. I
had
feel
Misha
like
on. That son of
that
a
would be a tough
bitch.
one. I feel like we'd have to plan that out like a month ahead of
I
time.
know. Yeah, we would. We that would have to be well timed. But I think it would be well worth it if we could get
Yeah.
Misha on. John, I know we've had on quite a few times, and I love it every single time. They're always like gems that are dropped. Uh, so if we
Yeah,
could get
we've had Joey on a few times,
Joey
obviously.
is always like
We've
he's
had
been
Chris
consistent
on
actually. I
a
think
bunch of times too.
Chris has
Yeah.
been on. Nick's always an easy one to get. It's always going to be a goofy fun time. Um, but yeah, haven't had Nate on obviously since
I like the
he's
idea
joined.
of just like I can understand, for some people it's like kind of like a thing to like go on this podcast, like commit to this time. It's
Dude,
kind of
we
a
could even
thing.
have like
But if
a crash the
no,
podcast,
that's what
like
I'm saying. That's what I'm
like a
saying. Discord creates that
yeah,
opportunity of just like here's the window. If you literally want to just like jump in,
jump
you don't
in.
have to give any heads up, no
No,
warning. Just
no.
fucking come on, say something super stupid, and then just bounce out. Like that would be pretty cool too. You don't have to come on and like talk for 20 minutes or anything like that.
I mean that I think that's perfect. So if we could
Yeah,
have some excitement in that regard, if anybody wants to come on and hop on and join us and talk
just
about some
gotta
fantasy, or
just get on Discord. Like took me 5 minutes to figure it out. It's not that bad.
it's really super easy, and you don't even have to be on a computer or anything. You can do it all from your phone.
Yeah,
It's
all through
super
your
simple,
phone. Super easy. Yeah,
super
we
easy.
got to make that happen.
So, all right. So we'll go ahead. We'll get this posted for everybody. It's awesome to be back and doing it again. I'm super happy to be talking with you again and doing it, Sean.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything we should close off with? I can't think of anything else that we've missed on.
I can't think of anything else either.
Okay.
Just yeah, good to get this going, get the chops going again, and see where we can take these podcasts through the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just to make sure, super excited for this week. I think we got game Thursday night, Carolina against Houston, our fun Sunday games, and then close off the week with Green Bay and SF on Sunday night, and
Yeah,
Philly and Dallas on Monday. So we'll see how this
looking
all
forward to it.
goes. And yeah, hopefully be getting another one of these going next week. Possibly maybe having some of you guys hop on in. We'll see what
Yep.
happens.
Hell yeah. Let's do this thing.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. And I guess that's that's all, folks.
See you in another life, brother.
Oh. The Lost reference. Oh, now I want to. Oh my god,
That's all you just keep one little Lost reference. You're like, oh, I'm watching the entire show again
dude!
over.
I have to watch the whole show. I have to go back.